Let's start the interview now. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Model answer. My name is Sun-hee Kim, and I'm in my early 20s. Sun-hee sounds similar to Sunny, so friends gave me the nickname Sunny. I am a senior at Ih등급 University, and I'm majoring in management. I live in Pundong with my parents. We moved here 2 years ago. I like our new apartment because I think it's a quiet and convenient place. I'm sociable, and I like to meet new people. I'm also very energetic, so I like outdoor activities. I'm a goal-oriented person, and I hope to be an expert in my field someday. My name is Bom Kim. I am Bom Kim. My name means spring. My English name is Jasmine.
My nickname is Uncle Jack. My friends call me Uncle Jack. I am 24 years old. I am in my mid-20s. I am studying at ABC University. I am attending ABC University. I am majoring in sociology. I'm a sociology major. I'll be graduating next month with a degree in computer engineering. I'm going to receive a bachelor's degree when I graduate.
I live in Seoul. My house is in Seoul. My house is located in Gangnam, south of the center of Seoul. I live in the heart of Seoul, so I am surrounded by skyscrapers. I live in a studio by myself. There are 4 people in my family. I have a large family. I'm the oldest. I'm an only child. I have 2 brothers and a sister.
I am an outgoing person. I'm outgoing. I get along with my classmates. I like to do outdoor activities. I enjoy doing yoga. My hobby is swimming.
I take photos as a hobby. I am interested in K-pop. I'm into gardening. My future goal is to be a successful CEO. My lifelong dream is to travel all over the world. Let's start the interview now. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Model answer. My name is Jae-in Park. I'm 30 years old. I graduated from Hanggang University with a bachelor's degree in computer science 4 years ago. I am now working at ABC Technology as an assistant manager. I have been working for the company since last year. My company is a mid-sized company located in Seoul. It was established in 1999. My company is well known for newly developed computer programs. These programs are currently selling well in the market. I'm very proud that I'm working for the company. I want to build my career here because I like what I do now.
I am a banker. I am working for ABC Electronics. I am working for a government organization. I am working at ABC Electronics as a manager. I work for ABC Design as a web designer. I have been working for the company for 5 years. I have been working for this company since 2018. I'm currently working part-time as an intern. I am responsible for customer service. I am responsible for checking products.
My company is located in Samsung-dong, Seoul. My company was established in 2000. It has been 25 years since it was founded. This year is the 5th anniversary of the company's foundation. It is a large company in Korea.
My company belongs in the advertising field. We specialize in web design. We mainly work on web design. My company is well known for our cutting-edge technology. Our products are selling well in the market. My company is a leading company in its field. The company has good benefits for employees. Our company has almost doubled in size in recent years.
I take pride in my work. I'm very proud to work for the company. I think being a teacher is rewarding. I'm very satisfied with what I am doing.
I find my work to be fulfilling. I want to gain a lot of experience here. I hope I can contribute to the company so that it can grow even more. You indicated in the survey that you are a student. What classes are you taking now? What is your favorite class, and what do you like about it? Tell me about it.
Model answer. As I'm majoring in business administration, I'm taking marketing and management this semester. Also, good English skills are very important in the job market these days, so I'm attending an English conversation class too. My favorite class is marketing and management. I have this class every Monday and Wednesday. In the class, I can practice a lot of interesting presentations and learn practical marketing skills. My goal is to work in a related field in the future, so I can utilize the knowledge I have learned from the class.
I started university in March of this year. I entered university with a scholarship. I'm a college student majoring in economics. I'm a college senior in South Korea. I'm minoring in Japanese. I'm double majoring in statistics.
I chose my major because I like children. I chose to major in business in order to get a good job. I chose economics because my teacher suggested it to me. I have been interested in music since childhood. I decided to study this major because my dream is to be a successful computer programmer.
I'm attending 7 classes a week. I am taking 23 credits this semester. I'm only taking elective courses. I have to take 2 mandatory courses this semester. I am a member of the soccer club in university. I withdrew from the club last semester. I spend most of my time in the library. I enjoy having a meal in the cafeteria because it is delicious and cheap.
I have a midterm exam this week. There will be a final exam in a few weeks. My professor likes to give a pop quiz. I have to cram the night before the test.
I got a good score last semester. I failed this course when I was a freshman. I got an A in mathematics. I took 2 years off of school to study abroad. I attended a French university through an exchange program for a year. I think education isn't for me, so I decided to change my major to engineering. I will apply to graduate school after graduation. Tell me about your major. Why did you choose it as your major? Tell me about it in detail.
Model answer. I am studying at Ih등급 University, majoring in musical education. I decided to study this major a long time ago because my dream is to be a music teacher. I like my major a lot and believe that music can help people in many ways. I'll be graduating next month with a bachelor's degree in musical education. After graduation, I hope everything goes as well as I planned.
What do students and teachers do at your school every day? Please give me as much detail as you can.
Model answer. I can say that both professors and students have their own roles on campus. Professors are generally scheduled to have lectures during the semester. On the other hand, Students study their majors or required subjects, and many students go to the library to do their assignments. I also go to the library with my friends after classes from time to time. People on campus are always busy in their own places, but they are sometimes together to socialize.
Tell me about your first visit to your school. When was it? Who were you with? What did you do? And what were your first impressions?
Model answer. When I was preparing to go to college, I first visited the school campus. At first, I was a little disappointed with some of the old buildings. However, I soon realized that it was a very beautiful college campus with impressive new buildings. The students were studying freely outdoors, and it made me dream of my future college life. I had a very interesting and enjoyable time then.
I am currently attending a university in my country. Ask me 3 or 4 questions in order to learn more information about my school.
Model answer. I heard that you are attending a university now. I would like to ask you about your school. What does the school campus look like? Do you like your school campus? What is good and what is not? What is your favorite school building or facility?
Please tell me about your close friend at school. When did you meet for the first time? What kind of person is he or she? Why do you think he or she is close to you?
Model answer. My best friend is Junho Kim. He is a year older than me, but we are very good friends. He is a good-looking gentleman. Also, he is an adventurous person, so he likes traveling. I met him when I was a freshman. We took the same classes and studied together on the same team for a project. At that time, I had difficulty writing my paper, and Junho helped me a lot. Since then, we have become best friends. We are good friends who understand each other and comfort each other whenever we have a hard time.
We became good buddies. We've been pals since we were kids. He is one of my colleagues from the office. He used to be one of my teammates.
She has a strong drive. My friend is so energetic. She is a real go-getter.
He is a role model for other colleagues. He helped me to set realistic goals. I think she is very trustworthy. I have a good relationship with my classmates. I'm very close with my classmates. My classmates and I are very tight. We are not that close. We have a lot in common. We have nothing in common. Sometimes we argue. Since he respects me all the time, I like him. Although we have opposite points of view on all matters, I think that I learn from her.
We are studying in a friendly atmosphere. We totally depend on each other. The atmosphere in the class is highly competitive. There is an atmosphere of mutual trust between professors and students.
The most talked about issue among school friends is tuition. Tuition has gone up and up. Students are suffering from large student loans. We need to have a strict policy to stop bullying. Schools need to pay attention to security issues on campus. You indicated that you are a student. Who is your favorite teacher in school? Why do you like the teacher? Tell me about him or her in detail.
Model answer. My favorite professor is Professor Kim, who teaches major subjects. I admire her because she always works hard in her field and gives the best lectures. I took her class last year, and I thought that class was so good, and I learned a lot. I personally visited the professor's office later to discuss some issues. When I was worried about my future career, I also got a lot of help from her.
Have you ever had any problems or difficulties with friends at school? What kind of problems did you have? How did you fix the relationship?
Model answer. I recently had a special graduation project with several students. In the process of preparing and working together, we had become more sensitive. One of my teammates and I had an argument and he wanted to leave the team. To finish the project, I tried to fix the relationship, but he refused to come back. We had no choice but to finish the project without him, and fortunately, the final score was not so bad.
Let's talk about some of the events or issues that your classmates talked about recently. Why is it an issue to you and your school friends? Give me a detailed description of it.
Model answer. The most talked about issue among school friends recently is post-graduation employment. As the job market in Korea becomes more and more competitive, many students worry about their career after graduation. Because of high tuition, there are many friends who need to work immediately after graduation. It is one of the big problems that every college student in Korea is worried about. I am also concerned about this, and I am trying to prepare for it.
I am attending school now as well. Ask me 3 or 4 questions about my schoolmates.
Model answer. I heard that you are attending school now. I would like to ask you about your schoolmates. Do you have many school friends? What is the name of your best friend among them? Why do you like that friend? Through what occasion did you and your friend become close?
You indicated in the survey that you work. Can you tell me about your typical day at work?
Model answer. My office hours start at 9 o'clock. As soon as I get to the office, I turn on my computer. After that, I check my email. If there are any urgent ones, I reply to those emails. My mornings usually go by very fast because most of our meetings are held in the morning. My 1-hour lunch break starts at noon. I like to take a walk with my colleagues after lunch. In the afternoon, I often visit my clients. Unless there is a lot of work, I try to leave before 7.
I drive to work. I go to work by bus. My boss and I carpool. I take public transportation to work. One of my colleagues picks me up on her way to work. It takes 1.5 hours for me to get to work.
Now I'm in charge of overseas sales and marketing. I'm in charge of training newcomers. We have a weekly meeting on Mondays. I go on business trips once or twice a month.
Checking my daily schedule is very important. I check my email accounts and reply to the emails. I research my customers' needs before launching a new product. After I finish my research, I write a report. When we have a big project, I have to give a presentation to show my progress. I have a 5-day work week. I work 40 hours a week. We work a 2-shift system. I take a 15-minute break every 3 hours. I have lunch with my colleagues. We usually eat Korean food, and sometimes we try Chinese and Japanese food. We sometimes bring our lunches from home. After lunch, we take a walk in the park. Once a month, we have a get-together.
I usually leave my office at 6. My work is usually over at around 6 p.m. I wrap up my work around 5:30. I complete my work before noon.
I'm on night shift these days. Sometimes I have to work overtime to meet deadlines. I often work through the night in my office at the end of the month. You indicated that you work. What kind of work do you mainly do at your work? What are your responsibilities? How do you handle your responsibilities?
Model answer. At work, I am in charge of service management. I also help other employees at work and resolve customer complaints. If there is a problem, I do everything I can to solve it. I sometimes have team meetings and spend time writing reports. I like my job, but sometimes it makes me exhausted. But overall, I am satisfied with my work.
How do you go to work on a workday? What time is your lunch break? Where do you usually eat lunch?
Model answer. I go to work by 9 o'clock every morning. From home to my company, it takes about an hour, and I mainly use the subway. When I arrive at work, I check the day's tasks first. Lunchtime is at 12 o'clock, and I usually eat in the cafeteria where I can enjoy a variety of tasty food. After lunch, I can take a short walk around the company. In the afternoon, I do my best to finish the day's work and go home on time.
You may have difficulties or problems while you work. Please tell me one memorable event while you work.
Model answer. I have been working for this company since 2015. Once, I had a delayed release because of a major problem with a product. Pre-order customers became aware of this and raised serious complaints. I had a hard time dealing with customer complaints. I remember that I had to deal with this issue over and over again until the product came out. Although this is not common, we created a manual for this kind of situation in the future.
You said you had work experience. I have also experienced a work environment. Ask me 3 or 4 questions about my work or workplace.
Model answer. I heard that you also have work experience like me. Where is your workplace located? How long have you been at the company? What exactly do you do at work? Are you satisfied with your work? If so, why?
I'd like to know about your last project. What was it? Was it a group project? Tell me about it in as much detail as possible.
Model answer. A recent project that I was involved in was to decorate the employees' lounge. My office recently moved into a new building, so we needed to decorate the workspace. My job was decorating the lounge. I was appointed leader, so I made a to-do list and then gathered the people. After that, I divided the people into 3 groups. It was a pretty tight schedule, but the lounge became a very bright and lively place. I was satisfied with what I'd done.
The project was about marketing analysis. I've been working on a new product launch. I've been preparing to train new employees. I was assigned to do market research. I was supposed to describe the new product. What I had to do was set up a new marketing strategy. My boss assigned each of the team members a different task. I was assigned to prepare our exhibition for the product fair. A part of my job for the project was to set up the training programs.
It was a tight schedule. I was working on a very tight schedule. I had a deadline to meet in a week.
I completed the work on time. The project operated on schedule. The project was delayed. I felt a lack of confidence. The staff suffered from a lack of skill. We had a shortage of experienced personnel. I had to put all of my efforts into the project. I took a lot of time to figure out how to solve the problem. I had to work overtime because I was behind schedule. As I had a deadline to meet, I asked some of my friends to help.
As a result, the project was very satisfying. I was able to complete the project successfully. I was very happy with the outcome.
It brought about some unexpected results. It was beyond our expectations. The project produced the desired outcome. Tell me about a project you finished. What steps did you take for the project? Please describe it from the beginning to end.
Model answer. One of the projects I participated in was to promote a company's new product. It was a project to study how to promote a product before launching it. Our team worked together to conduct research and later submitted a final marketing plan based on it. Unfortunately, our report was not selected in the end. However, I was able to learn a lot from this experience because I worked hard on it with other teammates.
Did you have any problems or difficulties during the project? What kinds of problems did you have? How did you solve the problems?
Model answer. The biggest problem doing projects is that it is difficult to keep up with the schedule. The last project was also difficult to finish on time. We had to stay up the night before to meet the deadline, and it was really annoying. We had to cancel some of the plans that we originally intended to do because of a lack of time. I do not want to repeat the same problem, but regretfully, it happens every time I do a project.
What was the most memorable project you've worked on? What was it? Was there anything interesting that happened while doing it?
Model answer. My most memorable project is the project I participated in last year. It was my first year in the company, so I was always worried that I'd made a mistake. As I had worried the day before the deadline, I made a big mistake of losing an important document. I didn't even know where I had lost it. I had no choice but to rewrite it in a hurry. I worked all night and just barely finished the paperwork. Fortunately, the project finished well, but it has become an experience I don't want to remember.
I also have an experience of participating in a project recently. Please ask me 3 or 4 questions about my recent project.
Model answer. I heard that you also have an experience of participating in a project recently. What kind of work was your recent project? Did you do the project on your own or with several people? What was the result of the project? Did you have a satisfactory result? If not, why?
There are some useful technology devices people use in their daily lives. What kinds of technology do people like to use these days?
Model answer. The most useful technology I use these days is the smartphone. I use my phone every day and bring it everywhere. I can work from my phone while I am away from the office. Even though I'm not good with devices, my smartphone is very convenient and easy to use. I can listen to music, watch movies, and chat with friends online. It is just like a portable computer. Now, I can't even imagine living without it.
A smartphone is just like a portable computer. I always bring my cell phone everywhere I go. I upload lots of photos to SNS with my cell phone. I enjoy various mobile games on my smartphone. I listen to music with music applications anytime and anywhere. I send text messages to my family and friends several times a day. I enjoy taking pictures with my cell phone because it has a built-in digital camera. I have all my events on my smartphone, and it's like my personal assistant. I can instantly process all my banking transactions on my smartphone. My cell phone is so important to me that I cannot live without it.
My computer helps me to work faster and more efficiently. After school, I spend hours managing my blog with my laptop. I use my computer for about 2 hours a day to do my schoolwork. I usually read the daily news, listen to music, or watch movies on my computer.
I participate in video conferences by webcam. We use a projector during presentations. I take a picture and upload it to my SNS from my digital camera. Technology has greatly developed through the years. You can find remarkable changes in technology between the past and the present. There have been big changes in technology from the past to the present. In the past, the telephone and postal mail were the only means to convey news. Nowadays, you can communicate with others by sending emails or chatting online. The laptop that I'm using now is much lighter and has more storage than the previous one.
We can communicate with people all over the world. I can acquire various information in a short time. You can share your story with people through blogs or SNS.
You don't need to waste time looking for a payphone. With your cell phone, you can make calls even on the subway. Sometimes technology is changing so fast that it makes people impatient. What kinds of machines or equipment do you use in the office? How do they help you work? Tell me about it in detail.
Model answer. The most common piece of technology I use at work is the all-in-one printer. You can do everything from copying documents, sending or receiving faxes, and scanning photos with just this one machine. At first, it was a very expensive machine, but now it is much lower in price. So, it is used in most offices these days. This machine is really useful in the workplace because it saves time as well as money.
There are many differences between current technologies and the past technologies. What things do you think are different, comparing the past to the present?
Model answer. Modern technology has improved in performance, but the price is much lower than in the past. I heard that a computer cost more than a car long ago. When cell phones first came out, it was not for everyone. It was for rich people who could pay almost a month's salary for the new technology. But now, almost everyone is able to own a mobile phone and a computer, and the price has gotten lower and lower.
Have you had an experience when technology greatly helped your work? Explain when and where it happened and how it helped you.
Model answer. I recently had to write an important report for my company, but it was not my field of expertise, so I didn't know much about the subject. I had difficulty because of a lack of information. Internet surfing helped me greatly at that time. I could find information on the internet and read articles and reports directly. Above all, I was able to save a lot of time by seeing all the information in one place.
I also use new technology at work. Ask me 3 or 4 questions about the type of technology I use at work.
Model answer. I heard that you are using new technology at work. Let me ask you some questions about that. What kind of technology do you use specifically at work? What do you think is the most useful technology in the workplace? Did you have difficulty when you first used it? Do you have any recently implemented technology at work?
Please tell me about your house. How many rooms do you have in your house? Where is your favorite place in your house?
Model answer. I live in an apartment. My house is on the 5th floor. It has a bathroom, kitchen, living room, and one bedroom. The living room is my favorite place, since I spend a lot of time there. When you walk into my house, there is a huge window in the living room. Next to the window, there is a desk and a small couch. The couch is very soft and comfortable. Reading a book and listening to music in the living room are like heaven.
I live in a small apartment. My studio is furnished. My house is in a residential area. I live on the 6th floor of a 15-story apartment building.
My apartment has a living room, a kitchen, 2 bathrooms, and 3 bedrooms. The house has a small front yard. The living room has a high ceiling. My room is cozy and neat.
My room is square and has a large window. My bedroom has a white color scheme. There is a desk, a single bed, and a closet in my room. My favorite thing about my room is the polka dot wallpaper. My favorite place in my house is the living room. What I like most about the house is the open rooftop. I love the wood floors in my living room. What I like most about the house is the huge balcony.
Sometimes there is a leak from the ceiling. I found mold on the wall. The toilet was clogged and I couldn't use the toilet. We used to live in a small house, but now we live in quite a big house. When I was a child, I had to share a room with my sister, but now I have my own room.
Please describe your room in detail. What does it look like? What is there in your room?
Model answer. When I enter my room, the first thing I see is my bed, and there is a desk beside the bed. I have my laptop computer on the desk, and there are my favorite books on the bookshelf. There is a closet on the opposite side of the bed and a small table next to it. There is a Bluetooth speaker on the table. When I am in the room, I always turn on the speaker and play music.
How is your current home different from the home you grew up in when you were a child? How has it changed? Please tell me in detail.
Model answer. In my opinion, the biggest change is the type of housing. As a child, I lived in a small house, but now I live in an apartment. When I was in elementary school, I moved to an apartment. Although apartments were easier to live in than houses, I was unfamiliar with this type of housing when I first moved in. I was very nervous about the noise from the floors above and below, but now I'm used to it. Despite everything, living in a safe and clean environment seems to be the biggest merit of living in an apartment.
Tell me about some issues or problems that happened in your home. When did it happen, and what caused the problem? Explain in as much detail as possible.
Model answer. Once, the bathroom pipe burst and there was water all over the bathroom as well as the living room. I had to use a bucket first and then I mopped the floor again and again. I paid a lot of money for a repairman to replace the old pipe. It seems that there are various problems all the time because the house is getting old. But every time I fix a problem, it feels like I am making my place more pleasant, so it's not that bad.
I live in an apartment as well. Please ask me 3 or 4 questions about my place.
Model answer. I heard that you also live in an apartment like me. Let me ask you some questions about that if you don't mind. How many floors does your apartment have? Which floor do you live on? How many rooms are there in your apartment? Do you have a special view at home?
Have you talked with your neighbors recently? When was it? What did you talk about?
Model answer. Last weekend, I met my next-door neighbor at a monthly neighborhood meeting. One of the topics at the monthly meeting was about a homeless kitten strolling around the neighborhood. We talked about the kitten and how to help it. After the meeting, we looked around the area to see if there were any other cats to help. I was proud to do something together with my neighbor for our neighborhood. Working together to help the cats brought us a lot closer.
The atmosphere of my neighborhood is very quiet. There are so many people and cars in my neighborhood. There is a river and a mountain around my neighborhood. We have many stores and supermarkets near my neighborhood.
There is a newly married couple next door. One of my colleagues lives next door to me. My next-door neighbor is my colleague. My friend lives close to my house.
A couple moved in next door last Friday. My neighbor is very picky. The people next door are very kind and nice. I get along well with the family next door. That's why I like my neighbors. We have mutual friends. We are not that close. I rarely have a chance to see my neighbors. I've hardly exchanged a few words with my neighbor. We often have a dispute on garbage sorting.
We have a neighborhood meeting once a month. We sometimes clean up the streets together. We clear the snow from the streets in winter. We sweep up the dead leaves together in fall.
I talked with my neighbors most recently last Monday. We talked about the movie I had recently watched. We discussed garbage sorting policies. I sometimes share food with my next-door neighbor. We shared some information on the new building in my neighborhood. I would like to hear about your neighborhood. What is there near your house? Please describe your neighborhood in as much detail as possible.
Model answer. Our neighborhood is close to downtown and has a convenient transportation. There are plenty of stores near my house, so I can buy almost anything in the neighborhood. I can meet friends comfortably because there are many cafes and restaurants in front of my house. However, sometimes I get irritated because there are too many people and vehicles. Of course, it's a bit noisy and has bad air, but I can't give up living here because of convenience.
Describe one of your neighbors in detail and tell me how you became acquainted. What do you usually do with your neighbors?
Model answer. There are not many neighbors who I am especially close to. However, the elderly couple living next door helped me a lot from the day I moved in. If they make delicious food, they want to share with me. Sometimes they accept deliveries for me when I am not home. I don't spend a lot of time at home and I can't meet them so often. But we try to take care of each other whenever we have the chance.
Do you have any special issues in your neighborhood? What is the issue? Why has it become so important? Please tell me in detail.
Model answer. The most recent issue in our neighborhood was about strangers gathering in the park to drink and smoke at night. Especially on summer nights, there are some drunk people who hang out there until late, and the neighbors are complaining about it. Even the police cannot help us every time, so the residents had a meeting to solve this problem. In the end, the Residents Association decided to take regular patrols at night.
I also have a close neighbor. Please ask me 3 or 4 questions about him or her.
Model answer. I heard that you have a close neighbor. How did you get close to him or her? Since when have you been close to him or her? Was there any special occasion that made you two close? What kinds of conversations do you have with your neighbors?
Have you done any home improvement projects before? What kind of project was it? What made you decide to do that project?
Model answer. The most recent home project was to fix the old bathroom. The toilet was old and cracked, so we had to replace it with a new one. In addition, we changed the lower pipe of the washstand, which was often clogged. The light has also been replaced with a power-saving LED bulb. Everything was done quickly and perfectly, as the repairman was good at his job. It cost a lot, but I felt so good to see the clean bathroom after everything.
I redid the wallpaper last year. I added features to the kitchen for my family. I added a hot tub spa to the bathroom. We installed a sprinkler system to protect our home from fire. I repainted rooms and walls when I moved into this house. I furnished the house with new furniture. I replaced the windows because of the noise outside. We wanted to soundproof our rooms. We waterproofed the basement. We repaired the plumbing and electrical systems before we moved in. We bought new heating equipment because the house was too cold. My father upgraded the ventilation and air conditioning systems.
I make small household repairs by myself. I did research on the internet, in the library, and at the bookstore. I kept a record of the construction details. I checked the construction process carefully. I kept the receipts related to the remodeling. I bought all the tools I needed.
I wanted to avoid mistakes and unexpected problems. I made sure to get all the materials ready before starting my work. I practiced first before I started the job. I got useful advice at the local hardware store. I made a list of everything I was doing. I felt pretty nervous before the project started. It felt so good to see the house totally changed. It cost money, but I was happy to see the house change. After the remodeling, I felt like I designed a new house by myself. There are always problems to fix in any home. Please tell me about an experience when you did a home improvement project, and explain to me how things changed before and after that project.
Model answer. It was last summer when rain was pouring. Suddenly, rainwater leaked into my bedroom, and I found that the window frame was old and cracked. I had to replace it, but I was worried about the cost. Fortunately, one friend of mine gave me a good tip. My friend recommended I use a special glue that sticks only to cracked areas, and it worked like magic. Since then, the glue has been used in many ways to fix my house.
In the middle of a home improvement project, you can face difficulties. Tell me about some problems or issues that can happen in the process of a project.
Model answer. The biggest problem when repairing a house is spending more money than you initially thought. I don't know why, but every time I do a house repair project, I think there is always a difference between my budget and the actual cost. During my last house repair project, I had a problem with my contractor because of additional costs. I could not stop the project, so I had the work completed. However, I wasn't happy with the situation.
When you have done a home improvement project, how did you go through the process? Please introduce each of the steps you took from beginning to end.
Model answer. When I am doing a home improvement project, the first thing I do is to call several companies and get estimates. After comparing them, I choose the company that gave the most reasonable estimate. Later, the project schedule is adjusted and the construction starts. I tend to leave everything to my contractor. The final step is to examine carefully whether I like the results or not, and then I pay.
You might have had a home improvement project before. I also had an experience of doing a home improvement project. Please ask me several questions about that.
You had a home improvement project before. That sounds really interesting. I want to ask you some questions about that if you don't mind. What kind of project was it? Did you start the project because there was a particular problem in your house? If so, what was the problem? How much did you spend for the project? Did you have difficulties while doing the home improvement project?
Tell me the kind of movies you like to see. What kind of movies do you like? Why?
Model answer. I like all kinds of movies. In particular, I like action movies and romantic comedies. First of all, I love the spectacular special effects and exciting soundtracks of action movies. They are a great way to relieve stress. I also like romantic comedies. The love story is touching and makes me wish I were in love too. Best of all, the story is easy to follow, so I can just enjoy the movie without having to analyze it. I would love to see more movies of diverse genres in the future.
I go to the movies on weekends. I usually go to the movies with my best friend. He and I have similar tastes in movies. I always make plans with my friends to watch a movie. There is a huge movie theater near my house. My favorite director's movie is now showing. I prefer to watch the movies on the big screen. Watching movies with my family on Sundays has become routine. I usually download movies and watch them at home.
I check what the new releases are. I check the movie reviews before I watch movies. Before I go to the movie theater, I make sure to book the movie tickets online. We like to grab a bite at a nearby restaurant before watching a movie.
After watching a movie, we grab a cup of coffee. My friend and I talk about the movie after watching it. I like to share opinions on the movies with my friends. My all-time favorite movie is Iron Man. A famous actress starred in the movie. The cast of the movie is spectacular. It is based on a true story. There is a twist in the plot. The storyline develops quickly. The movie was thrilling. I was touched by the sad storyline of the movie. I especially like the scene where the hero defeats the enemy. The movie deals with space travel.
Movies are fun and entertaining. I watch movies to relieve stress. I can stretch my imagination.
I can learn about the value of family. The movie taught me that it is important to save the environment. I would recommend the movie to anyone who likes thrillers. Can you tell me about the theater you often go to? Where is it? Why do you often go there rather than other theaters?
Model answer. My favorite theater is located downtown, about 30 minutes from home. The theater is run by a big company and it has branches nationwide. The theater has modern, state-of-the-art facilities and is always crowded. The reason why I prefer this theater is because the seats in the theater are so comfortable and wide, so you can watch movies without interrupting others. Also, the variety of popcorn in the snack bar is another reason why I like to go to this theater.
What do you usually do before you go to a movie theater? What do you do after watching the movie? Please tell me about your typical day when you go to the movies.
Model answer. Before going to the movies, I first check to see if the movie is shown in my favorite movie theater. Then, I check the timetable and book tickets online. After arriving at the theater, I buy some popcorn and something to drink. I pick up my tickets at the counter and go to check where my seat is. I make sure to turn off my cell phone before the movie starts. After the movie, I mostly go for dinner or shopping with my friends.
When was the last time you watched a movie? When you went to see a movie last time, did anything happen? Please tell us about your last experience of watching a movie.
Model answer. It was last Christmas. My friend and I went to the theater without having gotten tickets in advance to see a blockbuster movie. When we walked into the theater, we were surprised to see so many people there. As expected, the movie did not have any seats left, and another film we wanted to see also had only one ticket left. We decided to go outside for dinner, but everywhere we went was so crowded. Now I know that I should never go to the theater without ticketing in advance on such a day.
You indicated that you like watching movies. I like watching movies as well. Please ask me 3 or 4 questions about the movie I like.
Model answer. I just heard that you like watching movies. May I ask you about that? What kind of movie do you like to watch? Are there any special things you do when watching movies? Who is your favorite actor or actress? How many times a week do you watch movies?
Do you like to do anything special before and after a concert? Tell me what you usually do when you go to concerts.
Model answer. I go to pop concerts once in a while. Before I enter the concert venue, I meet up with my friends and grab a bite. When we arrive at the concert, first of all, we check our seats, and then look through the show brochure to see the performance order. After the show, we sometimes take a long walk and simply talk about the concert. At times, we go to a bar and grab a few beers.
I go to concerts every Christmas because it's special. I go to concerts on a regular basis as I'm a concert goer. I'm crazy about rock concerts. The play is being staged at ABC Theater. Whenever my favorite singer puts on a show, I go to the concert. The singer is so popular that his concerts are always sold out.
I book the tickets in advance. The next thing I do is find a friend to go to the concert with me. We meet up beforehand and get something to eat. To enjoy the concert better, I memorize the lyrics of songs.
We all stood up. My friends and I rock out at concerts. It's a real stress reliever just to scream my head off. I couldn't believe it when I shook hands with the singer. We clapped our hands and called for an encore. Everybody got into the rhythm during the concert.
I stop by a CD store nearby and buy the singer's new album. When we don't feel like going home right away, we go to a bar and grab a few beers. Before saying goodbye, my friends and I decide when to watch the next concert.
I was deeply moved by live concerts. I was so excited that I couldn't easily calm down. The play got rave reviews. I love live concerts because the singer's voice is absolutely fantastic. You indicated in the survey that you like to go to concerts. Tell me about the kinds of concerts you like to go to.
Model answer. My favorite concert is an outdoor classical concert on a midsummer night. It can't get better than having a beer on a cool summer night while listening to beautiful classical music on the lawn. I love to listen to classical music normally, but listening live is much more impressive. Outdoor concerts are also much cheaper than indoor performances, so I try to attend whenever I get the chance.
What was the last concert that you went to? How was the concert? Give me all the details of that particular concert.
Model answer. The last concert I went to was the concert of a famous K-pop singer who I love so much. My friend and I were waiting for his concert for a long time. The concert was full of female fans. At first, he started with a powerful dance and continued to sing without any sign of being tired. The concert was a perfect performance as I expected. The concert was well received and it was a wonderful performance that I won't forget.
Describe your favorite concert hall. What does it look like? How big is it? What do you like about it?
Model answer. My favorite concert hall is located in the National Central Park, which takes about 10 minutes by bus from my home. From the outside, it looks ordinary, but it's a lot bigger on the inside. The concert hall can seat 10,000 people. On the first floor, there is a booth where you can buy CDs. The reason I like this concert hall is that I can enjoy walking in the park after the concert and think about the performance again.
You answered that you enjoy concerts. I also enjoy going to concerts. Ask me 3 or 4 questions about it.
Model answer. You like to go to a concert like me. I love going to concerts because I like the lively atmosphere there. For what reason do you like to go to a concert? What kind of concerts do you go to the most? Who goes with you when you go to the concert?
Can you describe one of the parks you often go to? What does it look like? Tell me about the park in as much detail as possible.
Model answer. My favorite park is located right in front of my apartment complex. It only takes 10 minutes to get there on foot. It's quite big, so it takes some time to walk around the park. At the entrance, there is a map of the park. In front of the map, There are many benches where people can rest. You can see many people walking around the park. I love this park because it's so quiet, and I can get some fresh air. Above all, I can run with my puppies in the park.
It takes 10 minutes on foot. It is within walking distance. It's not so big, so it's cozy. At the entrance, you can see a large parking lot and public toilets. Next to the convenience store, there is a bicycle rental shop. In the center, there is a bike path where people can enjoy riding a bicycle safely. Here and there are many benches where people can rest.
There are a number of people in the park. There are many children running around on the playground. There are many young people playing basketball on weekends.
There are many families taking a stroll in the park with their children. I can see couples sitting on the grass with a blanket spread out. The park is crowded with pigeons. I sit in the shade under the trees and simply enjoy the sunshine. Sometimes I take a nap under the tree. Many people sit on the bench and meditate in the park. Many young couples have a picnic. Some children are playing hide and seek. I exercise using the exercise equipment. For almost 2 hours, we played badminton. Before we headed home, we packed our things.
I can breathe in the fresh air. One of the reasons I go to a park is to walk my dog. In the park, I can enjoy the beautiful view at night. The atmosphere of the park is so peaceful that I often go there and have time for myself.
Let's talk about the kinds of people you can see at the park. What kinds of people are there? What activities do you normally do at the park?
Model answer. If you go to the park, you can see many seniors. They mainly do power walking. Families with a young child have lunch on the bench or play with children on the playground. I also enjoy walking in the park. I prefer walking slowly. Walking under the trees and breathing in clean air is one of the necessary ways of relaxation for me mentally or physically.
When was the last time you went to a park? What did you do there? Give me a full story of what you did from the moment you arrived at the park till you left there.
Model answer. I just went to the neighborhood park a few days ago. After working, it was early evening, so I decided to go to the park to get some air for a while. There were not many people in the park. I walked slowly around the park to exercise. I used some exercise equipment in the park, and then I sat on the bench and spent some time on my smartphone. I came back home in a hurry before it got too late.
Do you have any memorable experiences while you were in the park? What was it? What happened? Tell me about your memorable experience in the park in as much detail as possible.
Model answer. I once was talking on the bench with a friend in the park. Suddenly, we heard a song from somewhere in the park. When we followed the sound, there was a foreigner singing with a guitar. His voice was so beautiful and touching that everyone in that place applauded and cheered for him. We took pictures and made a video of his performance and uploaded it on SNS. It was an ordinary day, but he gave us an unforgettable and unexpected experience.
You said that you like to go to a park. I like to go to a park too. Please ask me 3 or 4 questions about the park I like.
Model answer. Do you like to go to a park? May I ask you about that? Is it far from your home to your favorite park? If so, how do you go to the park? What is your favorite facility in the park? What do you usually do when you are in the park?
Please tell me about the last time you visited a museum. What did you do? Why was it memorable?
Model answer. Last week, I went to the National Folk Museum with my friends from the U.S. I wanted to show them some Korean traditional artwork. We were fascinated by many kinds of cooking and writing utensils that were used in past days. As the curator was explaining, my cell phone suddenly rang. I felt so bad and my face turned red. Anyway, I was so impressed by how everything was so well preserved. My friends thanked me for taking them to the museum.
It's a 5-story building located in the center of Seoul. The museum is on the right side of the tall building. There is a huge statue at the entrance. Outdoor exhibitions are particularly popular in summer. You can get a brochure for the museum either at the ticket office or at the information center. The atmosphere of the museum is really calm, and people keep their voices down. Children over 12 must pay an admission fee, but seniors over 60 get free admission.
I appreciated the art at the art museum. I remember one time I went to a small gallery in Jongno. I couldn't believe the great collection of art. I couldn't take my eyes off the antiques displayed there.
The curator explained the historical facts very well. I make sure to turn off my cell phone before entering. After the exhibition, I always keep the brochure. I take time to go around to the booths. I was so annoyed because there were some people talking loudly. I didn't use the audio guide, so I didn't understand anything. I was stopped by a security guard when I was taking a picture of my favorite painting. I almost hit the sculpture by mistake. After the exhibition, my friend and I enjoyed a cup of coffee at the outdoor cafe, and that was a very special moment for us. Everything was unexpected, and we were very disappointed. We were deeply moved by the painter's passionate works.
I feel good when I see famous artwork. I like the museum because it helps me to understand history. When I'm bored with my routine, spending time in a museum is a nice change. I was mesmerized by an antique that was 200 years old.
You indicated in the survey that you go to museums. Can you tell me about your favorite museum?
Model answer. My favorite museum is Seoul History Museum in Seoul. It is an urban history museum that shows the history and culture of Seoul City. Every time I visit this place, I feel like I am traveling to Seoul of the past. However, they display not only old artifacts, but also the latest contemporary art. Opening hours are from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., so I go there on weekends rather than on weekdays.
What do you do when you go to the museum? Do you have a special routine when you go to the museum?
Model answer. When I go to the museum, first of all, I check the schedule of the exhibition and learn about the exhibition as much as possible. I usually make plans with my friends, but if they're busy, I just go by myself. When I go to the exhibition, I upload pictures and my reviews to SNS to share them with people. After the exhibition, I like to go to a nice restaurant and talk about the exhibition with my friends.
What was the most impressive exhibit when you went to the museum? Why was it so impressive? Please tell me about it.
Model answer. I remember when I visited a dinosaur museum in the province last year. There were exhibits of dinosaur fossils and bones of extinct animals. It was a fairly interesting museum, not found in other small cities. I thought that it would be a good educational place for children and some adults who are interested in these kinds of exhibitions. After that, if I knew anyone traveling to this province, I would definitely recommend this museum, and I am willing to visit it again.
My friends and I also like to go to a museum. Please ask me 3 or 4 questions to find out what museums my friends and I go to.
Model answer. You said you go to the museum often. Is your favorite museum close to your home? How do you get there? What is the most memorable exhibit you have seen at that museum? Do you know the opening and closing hour and off days of the museum?
You indicated in the survey that you play games. What kind of games do you usually play? When and where do you play these games?
Model answer. My friends and I enjoy playing games when we hang out together on weekends. We like to play all kinds of games, but my favorite game is a combat game that we play together in a PC room. Sometimes, when there are a lot of people, we play board games at someone's home. It takes longer to play around, but it's definitely more fun. Playing games is a good way to kill time because not only is it fun, but we can also get to know each other better and just have a blast.
Whenever I hang out with the guys on weekends, we play pool. When I visit my relatives on Thanksgiving Day, we play a folk game to celebrate the coming of autumn. When I commute to work by subway, I play video games on my cell phone. Occasionally, I play a shoot-'em-up computer game to relieve stress. I go to an internet cafe to play games online with other online gamers.
It's a card game with simple rules. You should get rid of your cards as quickly as possible. You need to kill an opponent. To advance to the next level, you should collect gold coins.
We decide who will go first by a roll of the dice. To play the game requires a minimum of 2 players. We have to match the colors in the card game. If you get the most points, you win. I've never lost a game. I amuse myself playing video games. I can easily get along with others by playing games. When I play online games, I can make friends all over the world. I play computer games to kill time. I can learn some wisdom by playing games with others. Playing chess is a sound form of entertainment that you can do with your friends.
It was the most exciting game I've ever played. I was down as I had lost a lot of money on a bet. I screamed my head off when I rolled a 6. Whoever lost was supposed to buy a nice dinner. As we play games, we make jokes, and just have so much fun together.
What is your favorite game? Why do you like it? What are the rules?
Model answer. Since I use a smartphone, I have downloaded several phone games. My favorite game among them is a block-breaking game. In this game, you attach similar blocks to each other to destroy them. The rule of the game is so simple that you don't have to learn special skills. I like this game because there is no better way for killing time for me.
How did you become interested in playing games at first? How did you learn how to play the games?
Model answer. I became interested in games when I was in junior high school. After school, my friends and I went to an internet cafe and enjoyed playing online games. Especially after school tests, I wanted to relieve stress, and that's the reason I started playing games. I became more involved in the games as my best friend was a game lover, and I learned various tips from him. It would have been a lot harder to learn the game rules without him.
Tell me about a memorable experience from playing games. Why is it so memorable? Tell me about your experience in detail.
Model answer. When you play a smartphone game, there are many times you don't notice how much time you spend. Just a few days ago, I was so into a phone game on the subway that I missed the station where I had to get off. But I was more surprised to see myself starting that game again on the way back. I was frustrated and also mad at myself, so I erased the game on the spot.
You indicated that you like playing games. I like to play games as well. Please ask me 3 or 4 questions about my favorite game.
Model answer. I just heard that you like to play games. I'd like to ask you about that. Why do you like to play? Do you play games alone or do you play with other people? What kind of game do you enjoy the most? Where do you usually play games?
You said that you like to go to a coffee shop. Please describe your favorite coffee shop. Where is it located? What does it look like outside and inside?
Model answer. My favorite coffee shop is 5 minutes walking distance from my house. The coffee shop is not so big and there are only 4 or 5 tables. Although this coffee shop seems not to have many special features on the outside, it has unique decorations to show the taste of its owner inside. This place is not crowded and always has a quiet and calm atmosphere. Every time I go there, I feel like I'm taking a break from my busy daily life.
It looks like an old castle. The coffee shop doesn't have many special features on the outside. It is decorated with a trendy and modern interior inside. The cafe is small but has a cozy, warm atmosphere. This cafe has a warm, welcoming atmosphere. The small but rural mood of the cafe always makes people feel relaxed.
I use free Wi-Fi at the cafe. I drink my favorite coffee and enjoy a variety of desserts at the cafe. I take my laptop to the cafe and do my work. I sometimes work at the window seat in a cafe to refresh myself.
I meet a friend and chat with a cup of coffee at the cafe. When I wait for a friend, I usually observe other people in the cafe. Once a month, I meet my study group in a downtown cafe. If I go to a famous cafe, I post on SNS with my smartphone to share my experience. The cafe serves the finest coffee. The place gives people excellent service. There are always lots of people in the cafe, and they all seem to have an enjoyable time. The cafe is famous for its luxurious interiors and vintage dishes. A barista who has won at a barista competition is working in the cafe.
Last summer, on a rainy day, I remember that I was happy to have aromatic coffee and to hear good music in the coffee shop. Once, I accidentally met a friend who was a childhood friend in a cafe. My favorite writer had a new book signing at the book cafe. I had to meet an important customer in the cafe, but the customer came too late.
When do you usually go to a coffee shop? Who do you go there with? What do you order? What do you do when you are in the coffee shop?
Model answer. The first thing I do when I go to a coffee shop is order drinks. While I wait for the drink, I read a magazine or chat with my friend. I usually order a cup of coffee and my friend orders fresh juice. I often meet friends at a cafe, but sometimes I go alone with my laptop to work. At the cafe, I meet someone or have quiet time alone.
How did you go to the coffee shop for the first time? What was your first impression of the cafe? Please tell me in detail about your experience at the coffee shop for the first time.
Model answer. Probably when I was in high school, it was the first ever experience of going to a coffee shop. A famous coffee brand shop was opened in my neighborhood, and my friends and I decided to visit it after final exams. The first impression of the cafe was very intense. I thought that the interior was very sophisticated and everything seemed very trendy. I was fascinated by this place, so I spent much time with my friends at the coffee shop after that.
You might have an unforgettable experience while you are at a coffee shop. When and where did it happen? Who were you with?
Model answer. Once I was waiting for my friend in a coffee shop. The entrance was so loud and two men were arguing. I didn't know the exact details, but the fighting seemed to be getting bigger and turning into a physical fight. The staff tried to stop them, but it did not go well. It didn't end until the manager and other staff came out and took them out of the shop by force. It was not a common happening, so it's particularly memorable for me.
You said you go to a coffee shop often. I also enjoy going to a coffee shop. Ask me 3 or 4 questions about this.
Model answer. You just said that you go to a cafe often. If you don't mind, let me ask you some questions about it. Where is your favorite coffee shop? Why do you like to go there? Do you have any special drink you order there? How is the atmosphere of the coffee shop?
Where do you usually go to listen to music? Do you prefer to play the radio, or do you like to go to a concert? Tell me where you like to listen to music and how you listen to music.
Model answer. I listen to music no matter what I'm doing or wherever I am, whether I'm at home or outside. When I commute to work by subway, it takes almost an hour, so I can kill time by listening to music. I also listen to music while I'm doing housework. I actually enjoy doing it when I have some exciting dance music on. When I listen to music, I listen to music on my smartphone. This is the most convenient way as I can access and listen to music directly online.
When I commute by bus, I always listen to music. When I'm exercising in the park, listening to dance music keeps me going. Sometimes, when I'm waiting for my friend, I kill time by listening to music. When I'm driving, I sing along to the songs that are playing on the radio. In the morning, when I get ready for work, I turn on some music to wake myself up. When I'm lying in bed at night, listening to classical music helps me fall into a deep sleep. When I need to ease my tension, I soothe myself with music.
At times, I enjoy music at a concert. In fact, my favorite place to listen to music is my home. I like to go to a club and listen to exciting music and dance to the music.
I drive a lot, so I listen to music in my car a lot. While walking on the street, I can hear music from various shops. I can listen to various kinds of music on the radio when I'm at work. Music is a part of my life. Classical music relaxes me. I can't imagine my life without music. When I feel nervous, I take comfort from music. Music eases my mind. Music calms me down. I can relieve stress by listening to heavy metal. Listening to jazz helps me sleep. Dance music always cheers me up. I can concentrate on my work better.
He had to endure hard training to become a great vocalist. All of his songs are cheerful, so I listen to them when I feel depressed. She is a born singer and has a beautiful voice. The band has grown to be popular worldwide. Her song reminds me of my childhood.
You indicated in the survey that you like listening to music. What kind of music do you like? Who is your favorite musician or composer?
Model answer. My favorite music is British pop music. Maybe it's because I particularly like British pop singer Ed Sheeran. He is not very good looking, but he has excellent composition skills and his performance on the stage is excellent. Pop music is not too serious, and I can enjoy it lightly no matter where I am. Also, I can listen to various types of songs according to my mood. In addition, you can increase your English proficiency while listening to pop songs.
Tell me about the moment when you first became interested in music. Why did you decide to listen to music? How do your tastes for music differ from the beginning to now? Tell me about it.
Model answer. I cannot remember exactly when I first became interested in music. Music was naturally a part of my life for a long time. At first, I listened to energetic music like dance music or heavy metal. As I got older, I began to prefer music like ballads or smooth jazz. I don't know what kind of music will fascinate me in the future, but music will always be an important part of my life.
Can you tell me about a memorable experience that happened while you were listening to music? When was it? What happened?
Model answer. When I went to a local music festival with my friends a few years ago, there was one incident I cannot forget. During the performance, we saw one of the performers accidentally fall down from the stage. I thought it was a surprise event at first, but later we saw an ambulance and emergency crew backstage and found out that it was not a joke. The rest of the performance was done safely, but we were worried there might be another accident.
You said that you listen to music. I like to listen to music as well. Ask me 3 or 4 questions about my favorite music.
Model answer. I think listening to music is one of the best hobbies that anyone can enjoy. I heard that you also like to listen to music. Let me ask you about it. Why do you like listening to music? What type of sound system do you use when you listen to music? Do you have a favorite singer or composer? Why do you like his or her music?
You indicated in the survey that you have a pet. What does it look like? Tell me about your pet in detail.
Model answer. I raise a Yorkshire Terrier called Honey. I named her Honey because she's so sweet. She is 10 years old, but she's still very healthy. She is a small dog and has black and gray hair. Every time I return home, she greets me, wagging her tail. It's the only time she barks loudly, and she follows me around. To me, she's more than just a pet. She's my best friend. I can't imagine my life without her. I hope we can be together for a long time.
My dog has a short tail and soft fur. My cat has big gray eyes, and she looks so adorable. My hamsters are white with brown hair. My dog is normally well behaved, but when I take her for a walk, she becomes noisy. When strangers come to the door, she tends to become aggressive. I have never seen a dog as gentle and obedient as my dog.
She likes to go around the house sniffing things. He sniffs and smells everywhere when he goes outside. Whenever she wants to go out, she starts yelping. When I come home, he wags his tail to welcome me.
When strangers come, they bark loudly. He always whines when he is home alone. My cat is always purring when she is comfortable and feels good. I am an animal person, so I think pets are good companions. I would be so lonely without my pet. She has become so much more than just a pet. My family is happy to take care of our pet.
I feed my pet twice a day. I try to take my dog for a walk every day, but it's not always easy. Whenever she does a good job, I reward her with treats. My mom takes my dog to a grooming parlor once in a while.
Some people say grooming dogs regularly is too expensive, but I think it's necessary. My father takes the pet to a vet when it is sick. I teach my dog how to sit. I would like to know more about your pet. Who takes care of the pet? What do you feed your pet?
Model answer. I keep a 3-year-old turtle, Toto. Toto is not that big. He's a very small turtle. From the first day, Toto was under my care. I feed him every day and give him a bath when necessary. I feed him dry food for turtles basically, but sometimes give him vegetables and meat as well. Every time I look at Toto, his relaxed and calm appearance seems to give me comfort and stability.
Have you ever had any problems with your pet? Please tell me a story about your experience of having a problem.
Model answer. When having a pet, The biggest problem is that a sudden emergency situation can happen anytime. When I was in high school, my family had a dog. I once took him for a walk and suddenly he swallowed an unknown object. He kept coughing and looked uncomfortable after that. I was so scared that I took him to the nearest veterinary clinic. Fortunately, the doctor told me that it was not a big deal, but after that, I was very nervous about taking him out.
There may be advantages and disadvantages to having a pet. Please tell me about your experiences.
Model answer. The biggest advantage is that a pet gives emotional stability. Of course, I am an animal person, so I think pets are good companions. They can comfort owners with depression, it's scientifically proven. On the other hand, having a pet requires tremendous responsibility. Sometimes you feel tired and want to avoid it because you have to spend your time and effort on your pet, but it's not allowed once you have a pet.
You said that you have a pet in your home. I also raise a pet at home. Please ask me 3 or 4 questions about the pet I have.
Model answer. You have a pet too. What kind of pet do you have? How old is it? Why did you decide to get a pet? How do you think your pet is helping you?
You indicated that you read a travel magazine or a blog. Which magazines or blogs do you enjoy reading or visiting? How often do you read or visit them? Tell me about it.
Model answer. I usually read travel blogs through internet surfing. My favorite blog is a blog where a young couple talks about their travels. I love this blog because they often upload their great travel photos from around the world. Also, I can read them on my smartphone, so I visit them as often as I want. Travel blogs make me have a strong desire to leave for somewhere like they do. Of course, I can't live like them now, but if I can afford it someday, I would like to enjoy traveling as well.
I love to read these kinds of magazines when I am home. I enjoy reading travel magazines because I love traveling. My first trip was so good that I began to read travel magazines since then. Travel magazines have amazing photos from around the world. I like travel magazines because they are something I can keep for a long time. I love to share travel magazines with friends. The latest travel magazines provide information about new tourist attractions. I like this magazine because I can see various vacation spots around the world. I can make my own trip itinerary with travel magazines.
I read travel blogs on my smartphone whenever I have time. My favorite travel blog has great information about cheap shopping spots around the world. I often go to travel blogs written by a young traveler because I can see the latest trends all over the world. I like looking through travel blogs because the photos are awesome.
If I read travel blogs or magazines, it makes me feel like I've been on a trip. After a busy day, you will feel refreshed when you read articles and see photos of exotic places. I look through this magazine and dream of traveling freely someday. When I see travel blogs, the people who went to strange places seemed very brave and determined. You indicated that you like to read travel magazines or blogs. What is your favorite magazine or blog? Tell me about it.
Model answer. My favorite travel magazine is Travel Life. This magazine is very helpful because it compares each tour plan provided by travel agencies and shows travelers' reviews in detail. In every edition, it introduces new places that I didn't know about at all before. I used to buy the magazine regularly, but nowadays they publish online editions, so I can read them on my smartphone. Whenever I want to leave for somewhere, I look through this magazine and dream of traveling freely.
Why did you first become interested in travel magazines or blogs? What was your impression when you first saw them? Tell me about it.
Model answer. My friends and I went to Japan after I graduated from high school. It was my first trip abroad. At that time, the exotic landscapes of the country were so impressive and new. Since my first trip was so good, I became interested in travel magazines and blogs. When I first saw travel blogs, the people who went to strange places seemed very brave and determined. I was impressed that they looked like great adventurers, and I wanted to be like them someday.
Tell me about a memorable article you read recently. Why was it so memorable?
Model answer. Once, I read an article about a young newlywed couple in their 20s who saved money and went on a round-the-world trip instead of having their wedding ceremony. They wanted to live a life together that was different from others. They also worked in many areas of the world to earn money while traveling, and eventually they published their travel diaries as a book. I envied their courage, and their travel stories really touched me. It's like seeing someone make my dream come true.
I also like to read travel magazines. Please ask me 3 or 4 questions about it.
Model answer. Do you like to read travel magazines? I do as well. Let me ask you some questions about it. First of all, what is your favorite magazine's title? Why do you like that magazine the most? Is there a special reason? Second, what made you first interested in travel magazines? Last of all, do these magazines help you plan your trips?
Tell me about your favorite baseball team and players. Also, tell me why you like them the best.
Model answer. I became a big fan of the LA Dodgers of Major League Baseball in the United States because their uniform looks so cool, and my favorite player is on that team. My favorite player is Clayton Kershaw, who plays as a starting pitcher on this team. He has been selected as the most valuable player for many years and always has his name on the list of All-Stars. He stands foremost among the team's pitchers. When I see him take the mound as a starting pitcher, it's just so thrilling.
I'm a baseball fanatic. I'm crazy about the LA Dodgers. No team can beat them. I am a basketball addict. Basketball is my only interest, and I want to enjoy it forever. I'm in love with the Golden State Warriors. I like playing soccer the most of all the sports. I am a big soccer fan, and my favorite team is FC Barcelona. I am thrilled when I see the athletes on the field.
Although he's tall and bulky, his face looks gentle. He received the loudest cheers. She is a talented athlete. He became world famous as he won a gold medal. She has many fans abroad and has a good reputation.
The game ended in a tie. Our team won the game hands down. The Korean team played against the Italian team and made a dramatic reversal. The team came from behind and won by a score of 3-2. I felt very happy when my favorite team won. It was such a close game, and it made my hands sweat. Baseball. Bat. Baseball glove. Baseball cap. Baseball base. Protective gear. Baseball backstops. Ballpark. Diamond. Baseball field. Sandlot baseball. Hit a home run. Make a hit. Get to first base. Steal a base. Check a runner. Take the field. Score the first 1 point.
Basketball. Backboard. Hoop. Goal rim. Basketball court. Play street basketball. Shoot a ball. Dribble. Pass the ball. Steal the ball. Garner a rebound. Miss a shot. Switch goals. Foul out after 5 fouls.
Soccer ball. Soccer shoes. Goal post. Soccer field. Sandlot soccer. Kick. Tackle. Defense. Kick the ball into the net. Fake out opponents. Steal the ball. You indicated in the survey that you play basketball. Can you tell me how to play basketball and some of its rules?
Model answer. I think that basketball is not a very difficult game. It is the game in which you put the ball into the basket to score points. 5 players are selected per team. Players play 4 quarters, 10 minutes per quarter, 40 minutes in total. If you throw the ball from behind the 3-point line, you score 3 points. Otherwise, it will be 2 points, and the free throw is worth 1 point.
Describe a basketball court you frequently go to in as much detail as possible.
Model answer. One of my favorite basketball courts, conveniently, is a 10-minute drive from my apartment. Outside the basketball court, there is an outdoor court where you can play outdoor basketball. Inside, the court can seat 2,000 spectators. There is a basketball court in the middle, and cheering sections are around the court. The seats are painted green and yellow. It's also a popular venue for many sporting events.
How often do you play basketball? When do you usually like to play? With whom do you play? Tell me all the details.
Model answer. I am currently part of a basketball club in my area and enjoy playing basketball with the club members. There are around 10 members in the club, and we meet once a week to play basketball. Each member's age and job are different, but we have in common our love of basketball. Once we get together, we play for about 2 hours. Regardless of the result, we enjoy running around in the court. By playing sports together, we can build teamwork and friendship.
You said you enjoy playing basketball. I also like playing basketball. Ask me 3 or 4 questions about that.
Model answer. You said you enjoy playing basketball. When and where do you play basketball? Since when did you enjoy playing basketball? Why did you start playing basketball? How often do you play basketball?
You indicated in the survey that you enjoy walking. Where do you usually go for a walk? Why do you like going there?
Model answer. I go walking at least 3 times a week after dinner. My favorite place for walking is a park near my house called Central Park. When you go walking in the park at night, it's so quiet. There is a nice walking trail around the park and exercise equipment at the center. One of the reasons I like this place is that it's right in front of my apartment. Even better, the street lamps keep it well lit at night so I can enjoy walking safely even at night.
I go jogging in the morning. I take a walk during my lunch hour. I work out on a daily basis. It helps me to start my day fresh. I'm not an early bird, so I go jogging at night. I go jogging with my friend, as we can encourage each other.
The park is crowded with people exercising at night. The park is equipped with a fountain and exercise equipment. Along the greenway, you can see many trees and flowers. You can see many children running around the playground.
I prefer it to other places because it's very cozy. One of the reasons why I like it is that it's so peaceful at night. There is no place better than the park in my neighborhood. I often run into my neighbors and make small talk. I need to focus on losing weight. My doctor recommended that I take a walk every day. I've gained weight over the past year, so I need to go on a diet. People can enjoy jogging regardless of age or sex. Walking is an enjoyable exercise you can do anytime and any place.
It makes me feel energized all day long. Jogging is good for my health. While I run, I can clear my head.
Walking stimulates circulation of the blood. I can strengthen my legs and be more fit. Jogging can make your joints stronger. You indicated that you like to go jogging. When you go jogging, what do you usually wear? Are there any reasons for wearing those clothes?
Model answer. When jogging, I try to wear proper sportswear. In the summer, I wear shorts and sleeveless shirts. In winter, I wear sportswear that is not too thick and can breathe well. The most important thing is that I wear a pair of running shoes with air cushion. They can prevent unnecessary injuries. I also wear a cap and a pair of sunglasses to protect my eyes. I don't want to get a sunburn, so I wear sunscreen even in the winter.
Before jogging, what should you do in order to avoid injuries? Tell me your ways of preventing injuries.
Model answer. I check the weather before I go jogging because there would be a higher chance of injury if the weather is bad. Before I start jogging, I always do full body stretching to prevent injuries. It is very important to stretch the ankles or waist before jogging. I try to eat at least 2 hours before jogging, so I won't suffer from indigestion. I wear comfortable shoes to make sure that I don't sprain my ankles. To prevent dehydration, I drink plenty of water.
When did you initially become interested in jogging? How has your jogging style changed over the years? Tell me about it.
Model answer. I started jogging about 3 years ago to lose weight. I had gained weight over the years, so I had to go on a diet. It was definitely a total workout and also an easy and inexpensive workout. Since I started jogging, my body has become more toned and leaner. While I run, I can clear my head, which helps me a lot to revive myself. I am focused on running farther and faster nowadays as I am getting more into jogging.
You said you enjoy jogging. I like jogging as well. Ask me 3 or 4 questions about it.
Model answer. You enjoy jogging too. So do I. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions about it? How often do you usually jog, and what time do you prefer to jog? Do you have any special items you bring with you when jogging? Many people enjoy listening to music when jogging. Do you enjoy listening to music while jogging?
Describe the gym you go to. Where is it? What kinds of equipment are there? Tell me about the place in detail.
Model answer. The gym that I go to is not very far from my home. It is located near the subway station, and it's a 20-minute walk from my home. It looks shabby from the outside, but if you go inside, you can see that everything in the facility is the latest. As soon as you go inside, there's a reception desk where you can get a locker key. There are many treadmills, dumbbells, and other exercise equipment. I run on a treadmill for about 20 minutes and lift weights for about 30 minutes. I love the gym because there are always personal trainers that help me when I do my workout.
It's a modern building with high ceilings. It doesn't look very special from the outside, but it's very clean when you go inside. It's newly built, so all the facilities are brand new. The building is painted white, so it stands out. You can find the changing room for women on the first floor. As you exercise, you can check your movements in the mirrors. In the corner, there is a place where you can exercise using dumbbells.
When I get to the gym, I change my clothes first. First, I do a bit of stretching, and then I do aerobic exercise. I do a quick stretching routine to warm myself up. I do weightlifting every day to build muscles. While running on the treadmill, I watch my favorite TV program.
I need someone to help me when I lift weights. When I don't feel like running, I take a yoga class. I take the Pilates class 3 times a week. I take a shower immediately after my workout. The gym stays open until very late, so I can go and exercise anytime I want. I'm very satisfied with the free classes they provide. The people working there are really kind, so I feel comfortable. I'm so used to the place, it feels a bit like home. I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I can burn fat and lose weight as well. I can build muscle mass and bone strength. A good workout helps me feel good and relieve stress. Exercising helps me tone my body, and I can have good posture. After a long day of hard work, I can meditate and relieve stress by exercising. Actually, I'm a little stiff, but I've become more flexible since I began exercising. You indicated in the survey that you go to the gym. Tell me about the activities you normally do there in detail.
Model answer. First, I do a bit of stretching before exercising, and then I run on the treadmill to do aerobic exercise. While running on the treadmill, I watch TV programs or listen to music. I run for about 20 minutes, and after running, I start lifting weights. Every day, I lift for different parts of my body. If I think I have gotten enough exercise, I take a shower in the locker room and get changed.
When did you start working out at the gym? Why did you decide to start, and how did you feel when you first exercised at the gym?
Model answer. I started working out at the gym because a new gym opened near my house. The gym gave me a 6-month opening discount, and it was an opportunity to start my workout at a very cheap price. When I first started exercising, my whole body was aching and in pain. However, I did not give up and continued to exercise, and eventually I felt that I had a stronger and healthier body. In addition, a good workout helped me feel good and relieve stress.
I want to talk about your memorable experiences while exercising at the gym. Something unexpected might have happened. Please tell me in detail.
Model answer. It was a while since I started working out. I was watching TV while using the treadmill. There was a very funny show on TV, and I burst into laughter. Then I slipped on the treadmill and fell on the floor. Everyone was surprised and rushed to me to see what was happening. Fortunately, I was not really hurt, but so embarrassed. I don't want to recall that moment, and it is an experience that still makes me blush.
You indicated that you are exercising at the gym. I also go to a gym for exercising. Please ask me 3 or 4 questions about it.
Model answer. I heard you also exercise at the gym. How far is it from your home? What kind of exercise do you do at the gym? Why did you start working out? What changes have occurred in your body since you started exercising at the gym?
You indicated in the survey that you travel domestically. Tell me about your last trip. Where did you go and with whom did you go?
Model answer. The last trip I went on was to Busan last summer with my friends. It was only a weekend trip. Upon arrival, we unpacked our things and went straight to the beach in front of the hotel. The deep blue sea was crystal clear. It was so beautiful that I couldn't believe my own eyes. We enjoyed swimming and sunbathing. At night, we went to a night market to eat fresh fish. With the nice view, it was more delicious. I'll never forget the trip.
I went on vacation to Jeju Island last week. I took a 3-week vacation to Europe. I stayed there for a month. I spent 5 days in Japan. My friend accompanied me on my trip to India. I was finally going to visit the country I had wanted to go to for a long time. The night before I left, I was so excited that I had a hard time falling asleep.
The buildings were very modern. The exterior of many buildings were very traditional. The bridges were beautifully lit.
The town was surrounded by mountains. I was mesmerized by the beautiful landscape of mountains. The night view was beyond description. It is always fun to visit a night market because I can find many interesting things. I bought some beautiful handicrafts for my family and friends. I always buy souvenirs for my parents. When I'm traveling, I must spend time taking walks in the city. Every time I go on a trip, I attend a cultural festival there. I always enjoy local food when I go to an area. I upload photos to my blog every few hours during the trip. I didn't know what to do when I lost my passport. I panicked when I found out that I had been pickpocketed.
It's one of the most beautiful places I've ever been to. I recommend paying a visit there. When I go traveling, I can have a chance to step back and reflect on myself.
I can definitely broaden my mind and learn about a new culture. I get to meet new people and develop new friendships. It is a little bit hard to communicate because of the language barrier. You indicated that you take overseas trips. Tell me about your first overseas trip. Why was it memorable?
Model answer. Last year, I spent 3 days in Taiwan, and it was my first overseas trip ever. I was accompanied by my best friend. We went to some tourist attractions and visited famous night markets. It was the first time I left Korea, so everything seemed exotic. People were lively and all the sights were strange and new to me. My first overseas trip was so much fun that I decided to travel overseas whenever I could afford it.
What do you do to prepare for a trip? Tell me about the whole process from start to finish.
Model answer. When you want to travel, the first thing you need to do is to find information about the destination. Sometimes I go on a trip on my own, but I actually prefer a cheap and convenient group tour. So, I compare each travel agency's plan and I choose the one I like most. On the day of departure, I go to the airport and meet the group I will travel with. Then, I just follow the guide and enjoy the trip.
What is the most memorable experience for you while traveling? When and where did you go? Tell me about it.
Model answer. It was the first time I went to Japan a few years ago. I was in the shopping center and there was an item I really wanted to buy. I got so excited that I bought several at once. I believed the seller's words that they guaranteed the cheapest prices in the world. However, as I came back home, I found out that it was commonly sold in Korea even at cheaper prices. It was my fault, but I was so embarrassed and upset about my carelessness.
You said that you like to go overseas. I also go on overseas trips sometimes. Please ask me 3 or 4 questions about my travels.
Model answer. You also like to go on overseas trips. I'm glad to hear that. Let me ask you some questions about that. How do you usually prepare when you are planning to go on a trip? Are there any special things to consider when you choose a destination? Do you have any particular concerns before traveling? If so, what are they?
You indicated in the survey that you travel for business. Tell me about the last time you went on a business trip.
Model answer. Last month, I went on a business trip to the United States with 2 of my coworkers for a week. The hotel we stayed at was a little out of the way. Other than its location, the hotel was not bad. It was reasonably priced, and we felt comfortable during our stay. From morning till night, we were tied up with meetings and went over many things to finalize our contract. Overall, the result was more than satisfactory, and I felt great because of the result.
I often go on a business trip to China. I often go on a business trip to finalize contracts. I returned from a business trip to New York yesterday. Once, I had to participate in an important conference abroad. When I'm pressed for time, I get down to business right away.
As soon as I arrive at the airport, I catch a cab to the hotel. Usually, my coworkers pick me up and take me to the venue for the meeting. I booked a hotel room before I went on a business trip.
We stayed at a 5-star hotel. We spent a few days at a hotel near the airport. I stayed at a motel because I had to stick to a budget. I prepare some small gifts for my clients. Before I leave, I do some market research. The first thing I do is look around the area and do some market research. In the evening, I attended a dining party, and I got to meet many people in my field. We spent hours finalizing our contract. I go to a local spa and get the full treatment. I enjoy dining at a fancy restaurant with my coworkers. If I have some time left, I walk around downtown by myself. At night, we went out for a night on the town. When I go somewhere on business, I don't have a lot of free time.
Things went really well. It was a successful meeting. We got good results from the negotiation. We reached a satisfactory contract.
I successfully gave a presentation, and my business partners were very satisfied. I look forward to building a good relationship with my client. What do you do when you go on a business trip? Do you have meetings? What else do you do?
Model answer. When I'm on a business trip, the first thing I do is to check the schedule so I don't miss anything important. After that, I do things one by one, such as visiting a customer, attending a conference, or having a meeting with a representative at a branch office. If I have spare time after work, I enjoy dining at a fancy restaurant with my coworkers or walking around downtown by myself.
Can you tell me how you typically get to your destination when you take a business trip? Tell me about it from the beginning to the end in detail.
Model answer. When I go on a business trip, I check what transportation I should take first. I drive if it's in the near area, but for long distances, I usually fly. When I go abroad, I make sure to take my passport and take clothes that fit the weather of the destination. When I arrive at the airport, normally local staff is waiting for me. Most of the time, I go to the hotel and unpack before starting work the next day.
Have you ever experienced something unexpected during your business trip? When and where did you go on the business trip? What happened?
Model answer. Once, I was in the wrong place for an important meeting because I was not familiar with that area. No matter how long I waited, I couldn't see any staff coming in, and I found out that I was in a completely different place. I was so embarrassed and rushed to where the meeting was being held. Fortunately, the other staff members understood my mistake and the meeting ended well. Since then, if I go on a business trip to a strange place, I double-check the schedule and place so I don't make the same mistake again.
I also go on a business trip sometimes. Please ask me 3 or 4 questions about my business trip.
Model answer. You go on a business trip sometimes. I would like to ask you some questions about it. Where do you usually go on a business trip? Do you go alone or go with other colleagues? What transportation do you usually use on a business trip? How long does it take normally?
I'd like to give you a situation and ask you to act it out. A new restaurant has just opened in your city, and you want to make a reservation. Call the restaurant and ask 3 or 4 questions about how to make a reservation. Model answer. Hello, is this ABC restaurant? This is Hae-sun Oh, and I'm calling to ask you some questions. I'm planning to have a family gathering at your restaurant. I'd like to book a table for 6 for 7 o'clock tonight. Are there any tables available? I have another question. What kinds of food do you serve? If I show up a little late, how long will you hold the table? My name is Hae-sun Oh, and I'll be there at 7. Thank you. I want to make a reservation for 2 tonight. I'd like to make an appointment with the doctor for my mother. I'd like to book a flight to Japan. I'd like to book a ticket for the musical. I need to make a reservation for a hotel room.
Can I order some food in advance? Do you have a special menu for vegetarians? What time is your final seating?
Is it possible to change my reservation to July 1st? When do the doctor's rounds start? When can I get my prescription filled?
Can I get a round-trip ticket to LA on July 1st? Is there a non-stop flight to New York on July 1st? Do you have any evening flights? Can you book me a window seat?
When will The Last X-Men be released? What kinds of movies are available for this Sunday? Can I get a discount for the early morning movies? Can I choose my seat? Can I get a student discount?
How much are the room rates per night? What's the rate during the high season? Do you have a non-smoking room? Is a seaside view room available? Is there a cancellation fee if I cancel my reservation? Do you have any promotion to upgrade rooms?
Could you check my reservation again? Are you going to send me a confirmation by email? Is everything done for my reservation? I'd like to make sure that I booked the right ticket. Suppose that you want to make an appointment to the doctor. Call the doctor and ask 3 or 4 questions to make an appointment.
Model answer. Hello, is this Dr. Wynn's Medical Center? I'd like to make an appointment with the doctor for myself. I'd like to have my general checkup next week. Is Dr. Wynn available on Monday afternoon? Can I see the doctor if I am at the hospital by 6? Is it possible to change my appointment before my appointment date? Thank you for being so kind. I appreciate it.
Now, I am going to give you a situation and ask you to act it out. Let's suppose that you're planning a vacation with a friend. Call the travel agency and ask 3 or 4 questions to make a reservation for a hotel room. Model answer. Hello, is this ABC Travel Agency? How are you? I'm calling you because I am planning a vacation with my friend next month and need to make a reservation for a hotel room before we leave. How much are the room rates per night? Is there a discount if I stay more than 2 nights? Did it include breakfast? I want a room with a view of the ocean. Is the price more expensive in this case? Thank you. It was very helpful. Let's suppose that you are planning to see a movie with your friend. Call the theater and ask 3 or 4 questions to book tickets.
Model answer. Good morning. Is this ABC Theater? I am planning to see a movie with my friend this weekend. Before I go, I want to book tickets in advance. How much is the movie ticket price? Can I choose the seats? Is it possible to book tickets online? I am a university student now. Do you give any discounts for students? I really appreciate your helpful answers. Thanks again.
You want to buy a new cell phone. Call the store and ask 3 or 4 questions about the phone you want to buy.
Model answer. Hello, is this ABC cell phone store? I'm calling because I'm planning to buy a new cell phone. I have some questions about the brand new phone launched last month. First of all, I wonder how long its battery lasts. Second, I like taking pictures. Can you tell me how many pixels the camera has? And finally, I've heard that I can choose my phone's color. Do you have the new phone in pink? Well, I think that's all for now. I will drop by your shop soon. See you then. Bye. This is Minho calling. This is ABC Media calling. This is Marketing Manager Kim Minho from ABC Company.
How are things going? Is everything going well? What have you been up to? Are things going as planned? How are things looking? I'm calling to ask some questions about the brand new cell phone. I called because I was so curious about the game being released next month. I've got something to tell you about the brand new Bluetooth speaker. I have some questions concerning furniture for my house. I want to buy a brand new phone, and that's why I'm calling you. I am going on a trip next week and need to rent a car, so I called to ask about it. I have to buy new furniture, so I called to ask some questions before visiting your store. I have a movie I want to see, and I have some questions about it before making reservations.
I travel abroad a lot. Does it have an auto-roaming function? What should I do if I find the product is damaged after buying it? What should I do if I have an emergency situation and need to cancel my appointment?
When I need to change my reservation, how can I do that? Is there anything else I should know? How long is the warranty? Thank you. I appreciate it. Please let me know. Feel free to contact me at 010, your number. You can reach me at my office. Please call me anytime. I'll be waiting for your call. I would appreciate a call from you. I will drop by your shop soon. See you later. I would really appreciate any information that you can give me about it. You want to buy new furniture for your house. Call the store and ask 3 or 4 questions about furniture you'd like to buy.
Model answer. Hello, is this ABC Furniture Store? I just moved into a new house and plan to get some new furniture. I want to buy a desk and a bookcase together. Do you have any wooden desks in your store? I'm going to buy a 6-level bookshelf that matches the wooden desk. Do you have a 6-level bookshelf there? I will drop by your shop soon. See you later. Thanks again.
You need some information about a new game that the company will be releasing next month. Call the shop and ask 3 or 4 questions to get all the information that you need. Model answer. Good morning. Is this ABC Game Shop? I am thinking about buying a new game that will be released next month, and I need some information. May I ask you a few questions about it, if you do not mind? First of all, what is the exact date of the release? Second, how much does the game pack cost? Finally, how much computer storage should I have to play the game? I would really appreciate any information that you can give me. You're going to New York for summer vacation, and you want to rent a car. Call a car rental agency and ask 2 or 3 questions about their rental policies.
Model answer. Hello, is this ABC Rental Car Service? I am going to New York for summer vacation next month, and I need to rent a car. This is my first time to visit New York. How does the car rental process work in New York? How do you choose a car for me? What kind of options do I have? Everything will be unfamiliar to me, and I need a customer-friendly explanation too. I would very much appreciate your help.
I am going to give you a situation and ask you to act it out. You want to invite your friend's family to dinner. Call your friend and leave a message to invite them. Model answer. Hello, this is Hayen speaking. I'm calling you to invite you to dinner next weekend. The dinner is next Saturday at my place. Are you available next Saturday? Is there any special food you want to have for dinner? I think it will be great if you and your family could come together. I'll get everything ready. You just need to show up and enjoy the meal. Please let me know if you can come or not. You know my number. Please call me back. My birthday party will be on this coming Sunday. Can you come to my party? I'm having a housewarming party this Saturday. Will you come and join us? I'm going to throw a Christmas party. I want to invite you over for the party. Homecoming will be held on May 25th. Why don't you come? We're going to celebrate Daria's promotion. You are more than welcome to come to the party.
I would like you to join me at the game. I wonder if you can go see a movie with me. If you have time in the afternoon, why don't we go to the park together? Can you give me more information about the cell phone you bought before? I'm going cycling. Do you want to go with me?
My cell phone camera is out of order. Can I borrow your camera? I'm going to go to the newly opened fitness center. Would you come with me? I'm going to the concert of my favorite singer next month. Would you like to go with me? What is the price of the product? Can you tell when the game will be released exactly? Is there any way I can buy at a discounted price? Do you have any brands you would like to recommend? I want to buy the latest model. What is the most recent model? What do I need to know before I buy this product? I want to know the other functions of this product.
Could you tell me where the information desk is? Is there a tourist information center nearby? Excuse me, can you tell me how to get to this place? Do I need a student ID to use this library? What should I do to use this copy machine?
You want to spend some time with your friend during the weekend. Call your friend and invite him or her to some weekend activities. Model answer. Hello, this is Young-hee speaking. How are you? I'm going to go on a picnic in the park with friends this weekend, and I am calling to see if you can go with us. Are you available this weekend? The picnic will begin at 2 o'clock. Is that okay? People will bring food to share. If you do not mind, can you bring something too? If it is difficult, you can just come and enjoy the picnic. We'll get everything ready. Please call me whenever if you decide. Bye. I'm going to give you a situation and ask you to act it out. You are in the library and need to use a computer. Ask the librarian 3 or 4 questions to use a computer in the library.
Model answer. Hello, I have to use a computer now, but I don't know what to do. I am new here. I need your help, please. Do you have a computer lab here? Do I need an ID to use the lab? How long can I use a computer for? Is there any fee for using one? I would like to thank you for your assistance. I feel much better.
Now, I'm going to give you a situation and ask you to act it out. Let's suppose that you have gone to a clothing store. Ask 3 or 4 questions about some items you are looking for in the shop.
Model answer. Hello, how are you? I am here to buy some clothes. Before I buy anything, I have some questions. First, I need to buy clothes for my mother's birthday gift. Do you have some items that you can recommend? I also need to buy jeans for myself. Do you have black jeans here? Which floor should I go to look for them? I appreciate your help. It helps a lot.
Unfortunately, there is a problem that you have to resolve. You've realized that the MP3 player you have borrowed from your friend is broken. Call your friend and explain the situation, and then give him or her some solutions to solve this problem.
Model answer. Hello, this is Minho. You know, I borrowed your MP3 player a few days ago. I'm terribly sorry, but I found that the MP3 player doesn't work. I dropped the player by accident and it broke. I feel really guilty about it. If it is okay with you, I have some possible solutions. I think I can find a repair shop. I will let them fix it. Or can I buy another one for you? I'm very sorry again. I will make it up to you next time.
You know I borrowed your CD yesterday. You know we planned to go out together tonight. Do you remember that I bought a shirt yesterday? I'm not sure if you remember me, but I bought a pair of shoes at your shop 2 days ago. You told me that I could call you any time if I had any problems with the MP3 player. We decided to see a movie this weekend. Do you remember? I heard you bought the camera I wanted to buy. Is that right?
I'm sorry to say this, but I broke your MP3 player. I'm terribly sorry, but I found a problem with the shoes I bought yesterday. I'm sorry I have to tell you this, but the sweater turned out to be awful. Unfortunately, I found a problem with the product.
I've got some bad news about the item. You're going to kill me for this, but I broke your laptop. I'm afraid to say this, but I think I will not be able to take the test today. The reason I'm calling is that I've discovered a crack in the plate. Your MP3 player is out of order. Your laptop has trouble turning on. I think it has a mechanical problem. The computer is not working. The screen is cracked. I was in a car accident on the way to school. Something is wrong with the new smartphone. The thing is that there are several holes in the pants. What happened is that the hairdryer is broken.
I have some ideas. I've got some ideas. I have some options. There are some alternatives. I came up with some options. One option is to find a repair shop.
What if I ask a repair shop to fix it? If it's okay with you, I can buy you a new one. What do you think about me paying you for the MP3 player? I'm sorry, there is a problem which I need you to resolve. You are supposed to take a test today, but something happened and you are not able to go to school today. Call your professor, explain your situation, and find out what you can do.
Model answer. Good morning, Professor Kim. This is Jisoo speaking. I am in your class. I am so sorry. I know there is a test today, but I cannot go to school today. I had sudden severe stomach pains and came to the emergency room this morning. I had several medical tests and I am waiting for the results. If you don't mind, can I have a makeup test later? Otherwise, can I submit a paper instead? I appreciate your understanding.
Unfortunately, there is a problem that you have to resolve. You have booked a ticket for a flight which is non-refundable. However, you are unable to leave on that day. Call the travel agency, give some appropriate reason, and discuss what you can do. Model answer. Hello, is this Dream Travel Agency? I booked an airline ticket departing next week, and I just found out that I am not able to travel on that day due to circumstances. My entire schedule at that destination has been canceled, so I have no reason to go there. I know this ticket is non-refundable, but I have an unavoidable problem, So I want to know if there is any possibility of getting a refund. If it's not possible, I wonder if I can reschedule the flight. Please let me know what I should do. Thank you. I'm sorry. There is a problem which I need you to resolve. You are supposed to see a movie with your friend, but you feel like you won't be on time for the movie. Please call your friend and explain your situation, and give 2 or 3 alternatives.
Model answer. Hello, I'm really sorry. I know the movie is about to start and you are waiting for me. Work ended really late and now I'm stuck in a traffic jam. I'm really sorry, but I have some alternatives. Is it possible to change the movie time? Or can you go inside first and watch the movie? I will join you inside the theater as soon as I get there. If you don't want to do it, how about going for dinner instead of watching the movie? I'll buy. Please let me know what you think.
Excellent. That's the end of the situation. Have you experienced a situation in which you broke a promise with other people because of an emergency? What was the problem? How did you handle it? Please tell me about it.
Model answer. Yes, I had a similar experience before. I once invited my friends to have a weekend party at home. However, on the day of the party, suddenly there was a leak in the living room ceiling. I was told that the bathroom pipe upstairs cracked and the upper floor was flooded. Ultimately, I had to cancel the party because of it. I called every single person who was invited and explained that I had to postpone the party. I felt really sorry, but thankfully they all understood.
I have a similar experience, in fact. It was a quite similar experience. Once I had a similar experience to the one that I just heard in the question. Surprisingly, I have experienced something like this before. I don't want to think about it again, but I made the same mistake before.
I planned to travel abroad, but the weather was bad and the flight was canceled. I ordered an item, but when I opened the package, they'd sent a completely different product. I planned to go to the concert with my friend, but work ended too late, so I couldn't reach the venue in time. I was not able to keep the promise to work out together because something urgent happened at work.
I had to take the test, but suddenly I had a high fever that kept me from going to school that day. I could not attend the meeting because there was a sudden car accident on the way to work. I borrowed my friend's bike, but there was an accident that severely damaged the bike. I got a free ticket and went to the concert, but I realized the ticket was out of date at the last moment. I had to explain the matter to them. Instead of watching a movie, we had a good time at a restaurant. I was responsible for the item, so I had to pay a certain amount of money to replace it. I requested a refund for the item, but they refused, so I exchanged it for a new product. I suggested that I would do everything I could. I explained that I had to cancel the party and asked to reschedule.
I was relieved that things worked out well. I was glad that my friend was so understanding. I thought that I should be careful so it wouldn't happen again. I thought that it was important not to repeat the same mistakes. I consoled myself by telling myself that everything was going to be okay.
That's the end of the situation. Have you ever bought tickets and something went wrong? When and where did this happen? And who were you with? Tell me all the details and what you did to resolve it.
Model answer. Some time ago, I actually had a similar experience. I suggested to my friend that we go to see a movie together because I had free movie tickets. But when we arrived at the movie theater, I found out that my tickets were out of date and we could not use them at all. I was so embarrassed and felt sorry. So I wanted to buy the movie tickets, but my friend didn't want to see the movie and wanted to have dinner instead. Luckily, we had a good time and enjoyed the rest of the night at the restaurant.
Very good. That's the end of the situation. Have you ever broken some items you borrowed from other people? What was the problem? How did you handle that? Tell me all the details. Model answer. Once, I had borrowed a bicycle from a friend. However, there was an accident when I was riding the bicycle. A car popped out suddenly and hit the bike. Fortunately, I was not badly hurt, but the bike was severely damaged. Because I was responsible for the bike, I had to pay a certain amount of money to buy a new bike for my friend. My friend understood everything, and I was relieved that he liked the new bike. That's the end of the situation. Could you describe a situation in which you were disappointed with a product? I'd like to know all the details of the situation from beginning to end. Tell me the whole story.
Model answer. Last year, I bought shoes from an online shop, but the moment I opened the box, I was very disappointed because I had received a smaller size than the size I had ordered. I called the customer service center immediately. The employee told me to exchange them. Unfortunately, however, there were no shoes in my size left for my order, so I had to get a refund. I was so disappointed that I couldn't buy the shoes I'd wanted for such a long time.
You may go shopping. Please tell me about a shopping place you often visit. What can you find there? What do you usually buy when you go there?
Model answer. I often go shopping at the flea market near my house. It is a bit small, but it takes only 10 minutes from my place. I like it because the atmosphere there is very friendly. If you go there, you'll find you can buy almost anything. Even though things there are used, it's a good place to find good deals. What I like the most about it is that I can find some very unique designs there.
Can you tell me about an item you recently bought? What was it? Where did you buy it? Did you like the product? Model answer. Recently, I went to a clothing store downtown to buy new clothes for an important meeting. The clothing store was a 3-story building selling different styles on each floor. I went to the 3rd floor for an office look, and the shop assistant recommended a black jacket. The jacket looked really good on me and fit me well. The price was very reasonable, so I was really happy to buy something I liked at such a good price. Please tell me about one of your memorable shopping experiences. Where did you go? What did you buy? Who did you go with? Why is this experience so memorable?
Model answer. It was not long ago. I saw a laptop I'd wanted to buy online, and it was on sale at a big discount. I gladly ordered it and waited. However, when it arrived, an important function of the laptop was missing. I called the store immediately and I was told to pay an extra amount to add that feature. I was so angry that I asked for a refund, but they said electronics were non-refundable. I was so upset, but I had no choice except to pay more to add that function. Of course, now I am using it well, but I felt like that I'd been deceived by them.
I also enjoy shopping. Please ask me 3 or 4 questions about my shopping routine.
Model answer. You also like to go shopping. I love shopping as well. Where do you usually go shopping? What kind of things do you like to buy? Who do you go shopping with? Do you do any special things after shopping? I'd like to know about it. Thank you.
I like to shop in large shopping malls. I prefer to buy in bulk at discount stores. It is very convenient to buy everything online. I can get a used product at a lower price at a flea market. It is easy to shop in a department store because of convenience.
The clerks always attend to the customers well. Their service was good. There were products I'd been longing for.
The products were well displayed. Large stores often provide larger discounts. Department stores are usually quite good about taking returns. I go shopping with my friends about twice a month. I love window shopping. I like to look around the store first before I buy anything. When I tried on the jacket, it looked great on me. I did some unexpected shopping yesterday. I usually think about what to buy before I go shopping. I go grocery shopping in the evening because there aren't too many customers there at that time. The shop assistant was pretty annoying.
The product was very cheap. The price was reasonable. I couldn't afford it. I paid $300 for the pants. I received a 20% discount.
I bought the hat at a bargain. I think I wasted my money on that thing. I had to pay full price for the item. I bought the furniture on an installment plan. Can you describe one of your favorite restaurants? What kind of restaurant is it? What do you like about the restaurant?
Model answer. My favorite restaurant is Mr. Chang. It is a Chinese restaurant located in the Gangnam area. Since it only takes 5 minutes to get there from my work, I go there for lunch or dinner once or twice a week. The restaurant is almost 20 years old, but I really like the atmosphere. I like it because the people are all very friendly, and the interior is very traditional and unique. In general, all of their dishes are excellent, so you can choose anything and you won't regret it.
How often do you eat out? What kind of restaurant do you usually go to? Who do you go to restaurants with? Model answer. I don't usually cook at home, so I enjoy eating out as often as I can. I like to go eat out with my friend who knows a lot of famous eating spots. We like to go to Korean restaurants because the food there reminds me of my mom's cooking. We also like to go to steakhouses. If you order a steak, wine is on the house. After a long day, if I eat such delicious food, it helps me relieve stress. Can you tell me about the most memorable time you had at a restaurant? When was it? Why was it so memorable? Tell me about it.
Model answer. Last year, I went to a nice Italian restaurant for my friend's birthday. Surprisingly, I saw one of my childhood friends working there as a chef. We greeted each other and briefly caught up on each other's lives. My friend said he studied cooking in Italy and just started working at the restaurant. We exchanged contact information and I promised to come back again. Since then, this restaurant has become my favorite, and every time I go there, he gives me the best food and service.
You'll probably eat out. I also like eating out in restaurants. Ask me a couple of questions about it.
Model answer. I just heard that you also enjoy eating out. I like to eat out when I am busy. I usually eat out with my family. Who do you eat out with? What kind of food do you usually eat? Where is your favorite restaurant? Is there any reason you particularly like it? I would like to hear your answer. Thank you.
I often eat out with my family. I dine out once in a while. I usually go out for lunch with my colleagues. My family eats out once every 2 months. I love to go to Italian restaurants. I eat in the cafeteria when I'm at school. I like to have my birthday dinner at a fancy restaurant.
The name of the restaurant is Wang Tai. The restaurant is called Seafood World. It is located in Myeongdong. My favorite restaurant is Spicy Tacos in Itaewon.
The main ingredients of the dish are fish and potatoes. The chef's specials are especially outstanding. The restaurant is known for their seafood spaghetti. It is a franchise restaurant, and I often go to the Gangnam location. It is a self-service restaurant, so you should pick up your food at the counter. I like the decorations there. I like the atmosphere of the restaurant. The signboard of the restaurant is really extraordinary. The restaurant is famous for its exotic atmosphere. It is a restaurant with a luxurious and modern interior. My favorite food is spaghetti. They use only fresh ingredients for their food. The restaurant serves cheap but excellent food.
The service is speedy. They serve great dishes. Advance booking is mandatory to get a table. The people who work there are very kind.
They are very fast-moving, so you don't have to wait long. If you order a steak, wine is on the house. A 10% service charge is included. I don't have to leave a tip.